sitting together. My name is Peter.
And I'm Kay.
And on today's show, any script?
No.
No script. No script at all. But before we start, we do have some housekeeping.
Do we?
We do. Because we would like you, if you haven't already, to hit that button there and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up with a like. And if you enjoy the conversation, add to it in the comments. Answer our questions.
Ask us questions.
Yes, indeed. And on the underneath the description, you'll see that we've commented with a pinned comment asking you questions related to the show. Give us an answer on those. That'll be really helpful.
Can we tell them why we need them to subscribe?
Go on then.
The more subscribers we have on YouTube, the more we'll be able to do on that channel. There's a chance of going live on there, isn't there?
They won't let us go live unless we get to 100. So
and we're on our way, well, we're
42.
We're on our way to half of that. As we've said before, it costs nothing. When you see that word subscribe, you do think automatically money, don't you?
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't cost a penny. You just press that button and then you'll get notifications when there's a new video.
Well, talking about our subscribers and our YouTube channel, Kay, we recently put on, well, the last video we put on was June and November. And it's been 3 years since we actually filmed that.
3 years.
Yeah. So I thought it'd be a nice start if we had a little chat about June and November, the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
So, 3 years on.
Does everyone know what it was?
I'm not sure.
Peter had this great idea for... You'd seen it from America.
I had, yeah. I'm looking for a comment a minute, but carry on.
Legacy videos, which obviously is a bit sad, isn't it? You know, when you think you're leaving a video of yourself to your... I'm going to say forebears. It's not your forebears, is it? What would it be? To your family once you're gone, so they can remember you and remember things about you. Do you know what? I wish that this sort of thing would have been around, like for my mum and dad. So, because there's so much I don't know about them, because they didn't talk as much as we do.
Yeah, yeah.
What was I saying then? Oh yes, so that's what it was, and it was all about my life.
Yeah. So
some of it.
So we're 3 years on then. So what would you change, or add, take away?
I wish I hadn't spoken about Lee.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
I think.
You didn't say anything terrible though.
No, I didn't. I wouldn't. I never would.
Yeah.
But I wish I hadn't even broached it.
Yeah.
But then it needed to be in there somewhere because it was my life.
Well, it was 8 hours on the camera card of footage, edited down to 1 hour 10, I think, something like that. Yeah. And there was lots and lots we didn't add to that, and lots we could have put in. But I think what the video did, it told the story in the timeline of big events.
Yeah. Yes.
But then there were some big events that we'd left out. Yeah, so it's tricky because, say, 8 hours of footage, we had loads we could have put in there.
Yeah. And looking back, I think maybe we should have gone to more places, filmed at more places that we mentioned.
Yes,
yeah?
so 100%, yeah. I would make it completely differently now. Because it was only an experiment. It wasn't done. It wasn't going to be a cinema release like it had.
Yeah, so that was funny as well. Craig saved the day. You weren't even there.
It wasn't very fair because I was called off for some work.
Excuse me.
So I was away in North Wales for a week. It's Sod's Law, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the night of the premiere, I couldn't actually make it. I was gutted. But when you arrived, the projector wasn't working in the cinema.
No, nobody knew how to work it.
No.
Oh, the projector man had gone. Oh, can we get him out? No. So our mate Craig went in and just switched on the switch.
Yeah, and
that was it.
But that night though, I had feedback on that night. There were tears.
Yeah, people really enjoyed it.
Yeah, there was lots of whooping and hollering.
Yeah.
Especially at the end when you said, "I'm not going to take any more crap."
Did I say that?
You did in the film.
God.
But yeah,
some of my family were there and they watched like this.
Yeah. Well, you watched like that as well because it was about 2 or 3 months after we'd filmed it that it was fully edited and ready to go, and I wouldn't let Kay see it until the premiere. So you were sitting, hands under your legs, kind of holding tight, weren't you?
Yeah, not sure what to expect.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
I think I'm very proud of it, and But I say, it went onto YouTube last week, and it's our biggest hit video. It's had the most views.
It's just funny what people want to watch.
Yeah. It's,
Again, it's history.
Well, it goes back. We did a couple of interviews. We did a radio interview about the premiere, and we said on there that everybody has a story to tell. So why do you watch, for example, This Is Your Life, back when it was on, about famous people?
Because you want to know.
Yeah. But then...
I'm not famous.
No, but what I was saying is, though, you can watch your documentary and it's no less valid than watching a documentary about Cilla Black.
Everyone's...
You know, because everyone has a story.
Exactly.
And...
you say that on, I think, don't you? Everyone has a story to tell.
Yeah. And... Yeah, so I say there's a lot I change with it, but I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
And I've watched it 1,000 times now, and it still gets emotional every single time. You know, you get to that final scene and you're in Cardiff Bay with the carousel going round, because that was a running theme for it, really, when the carousel. And it hits home. It's like, wow, there's a piece of history there.
Yeah. And hopefully you'll make other people think about, because I always look. We were talking about Jimmy Savile earlier, weren't we? And I was saying how I'd like to know why he was like he was. That's me. I look at people and I want to know their history, what's made them the way they are, and that's kind of comes through in that why I am, or I was, or am, or still am, whatever, how I am. It's things that happen, things that are said, things that happen. They make you into who you are. Sometimes for good and sometimes for bad, obviously.
I don't actually know how we came to actually start filming it. It was just kind of like, shall we try this?
Yeah.
Because you hadn't prepared. That day...
you came here.
Yeah, I came to the house. You hadn't prepared for it. Because it was like, we came over for something else, I think, totally. And said, should we give this a go?
Yeah.
And it just went on and on. It was the full day. It was a full day filming.
Did we film it all that day?
Yeah, all that one day.
And we went out as well with... Because we went to my old house, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because, we should have... Well, not should have. We could... Excuse me. We could have gone to the other houses that I lived in. You know, always in Barry. The park where I play. I probably mentioned the park and, things like that. Which would appeal to people who live... Who've emigrated from Barry.
Yeah.
Or migrated from. Because there is somebody very interested in our content now who lives in...
Oh, we have had contact from North Carolina. Was it North Carolina?
I think so.
I think it was North Carolina. I've forgotten already. So that's nice, because we love it when you contact us and comment, because it lets us know who's watching and where they're watching from.
It's very interesting, because you think it's just the people that you know.
Yeah.
But when you see there's someone you don't know is watching.
Yeah. Well, we had a comment on our Instagram, and it's from Chalky Toppin, and Chalky Toppin says, "Brilliant about the film. And very professionally produced, a very touching and informative watch. Great job, guys."
Oh.
So that's nice. Nice to have a comment like that.
That is nice.
Something I noticed when I was looking back, because I watched it when I put it onto YouTube. I hadn't realised how, when we first started filming the initial questions, you were quite what's the word? Sort of jolly. That's the wrong word, but kind of...
Yeah.
And then suddenly a switch went off.
Yeah.
And you were determined to do what you just said.
Yeah.
No, you were determined to do what you just said about there's a reason why you form into the person you form.
Oh, yeah.
And you were determined in answering those questions to say, well, actually, that teacher said something to me that wasn't nice. And I'm angry about that. And that has informed who I am today. You didn't start off like that. You started off a bit of a comedy sketch.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you're not going to answer...
Well, and that was...
in a jovial way.
Yeah, I suppose that was the kind of start to my life as well, Nothing, and then all of a sudden you have...
But you did. You went into depth then. And you started, I think... Well, did you find it cathartic? Did you find it therapy in a sense?
Yes. Because, again... I want other people to know who I am and why I am. And it's understanding people, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no, and then talking, because obviously it's hard talking about some things, isn't it? Like my dad dying and stuff, and how completely different my life would have been if he hadn't, when I was 6. But, You gotta remember the good things, I suppose, haven't you? But like this, that teacher saying that and that.
Yeah.
That I'll never lose that.
No.
And my friend said exactly the same.
So the experience of filming it was cathartic for you. What about watching it back 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And then watching it back today?
I find it easier to watch now.
Right. Yeah.
Much easier. I think this is the thing with me as well. I worry about what everyone else thinks.
Right.
So I was very concerned about what others might say.
Yeah.
But I know they haven't. They probably haven't. Although Hayley came, she watched it, didn't she?
Yeah.
Don't think Claire. Did Claire? Evie did. But then that's up to them, isn't it? That's their choice. They don't want to. Then
So what has been the feedback then? Because it's been out for 3 years now.
There's so many people who've absolutely loved it,
Yeah.
and the people have commented, haven't they, asking if you were doing more,
Yes,
you're going to do it again. And what a wonderful idea! And people also saying, "Oh, I wish I'd had something like that of my mother." Maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You had a cousin who contacted you as well. Was that in Australia or somebody had seen it?
Oh no, my nephew.
Your nephew.
Yeah. He found it quite. Can't think of the right words here. It got to him. Put it that way. That was it.
So, not that we're going to, but if we did film it again, how different do you think June and November would end up being?
I don't think it would be that different,
No?
really, because nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed in me as a person since then. But like I just said, I think we could go different places. Do more.
So it'd look
filming
different.
out-
It'd look a different film.
It would
but
look
the
different. The
content
content would be the same. Yeah. Yeah. I think you should do your mum.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting story. Yeah.
A different.
But it's hard work. It took 3 months of editing to get the final product. It was a long time. I think I'd be a bit faster now because I know how to edit now.
You've had
But
more
at the same
practice now.
time, it's so difficult choosing what to put in, what to take out. And you realise sometimes if you take this bit of content out, you lose the context of this bit of
Something's been
content.
said, yeah.
And so that is really difficult to kind of weave all that together. But it was a super experience.
Great fun. And do you know, I know you missed this, but it was lovely watching it in that little cinema, because I could hear voices behind me, sort of saying things, like or gasping and and tears. There were tears at one thing I said.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it was.
I know you said that during the Aberfan sequence there was complete silence.
Oh yeah.
They went dead in there completely.
Yeah, I think possibly some of those there had never seen that.
Well, no, because it's the past now. It's not remembered as much, is it?
Quite a few of the audience were in their 30s.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't, unless people had spoken to them about it. See, that should be in history, surely, in school.
It should be in school, but I hope it is. But I don't know if it is. It should be.
Yeah.
Shocking, and the aftermath was even more shocking in that the cover up there was, or the kind of ability to get away with things.
Isn't that the thing? Now, any in these days, everything there's an underlying story.
Yeah.
There's somebody who comes along.
But do you know what I hate? They get away with it, and then 30 years later they'll apologise and say we've learned the lessons. Or 10 years later, or 5 years later, we've learned the lessons. What does that mean? Absolutely nothing.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. That harms me, because it reminds me of, the scandal with the post office. Do you see that? You see, that's recent. Postmasters were sent to prison for stealing money from the post office, and it ended up being that the software didn't work.
No.
Oh, horrendous. Shocking. Took away people's lives completely. It did ruin their lives. And now the post office saying, oh, we've learned the lessons. It's not good enough.
It's not good
enough. Because they said to them, that to these people, well, nobody else is having this trouble. You're the only one who's pinched all this money. And yet there were tens of people across the UK in the same predicament.
Oh, that is, I didn't know that story. That is
you
just
need to look at it, Royal Mail scandal.
I don't know, that will annoy you. Injustice like that I've said this before, it's my main thing. I hate injustice.
But what's worse though is the time has gone on now with the people involved have probably got away with it, and there's no repercussions on them, but they can say we've learned the lessons.
But then those people, they say, even though proven innocent, there's always going to be a question mark for them, isn't it? You know, they say, oh, you know, one's guilty or whatever.
Well, these are categorically not guilty. You know, they did not steal any money.
Oh, it's awful.
But it riles you something
Poor
rotten.
people, that could ruin their lives.
So,
Totally. Oh.
June in November then, so that's that. So if you haven't seen June in November, go to our YouTube channel, and I think it's in the randoms section, you'll find the full documentary June in November. It's worth a watch.
Yeah,
it really is.
I keep looking at that, it keeps coming up on my Facebook and that photo of me little,
on the
and
beach.
I think, because you say who will this little girl grow up to be or something like that, and I think, guys, is that really me? Yeah.
It's it's worth a watch, but get your hankies ready, because it is emotional at times.
It is a bit.
So, someone described it when we first read it as a roller coaster.
Yeah,
and it is a roller coaster. It goes up and down in the emotions. So next one then. Next topic is completely different to that. What's your meal deal? So if you're going to choose a meal deal, what is your choice?
I haven't had a meal deal for a long, long time. Sorry, my nose is running. I'm so sorry. It would be sandwich, crisps and drink, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose.
It could be something else, because I'm not choosing a sandwich.
Oh. Sushi?
Yeah, sushi for me. It's a little sushi pack.
Yes.
And
Tesco.
I wouldn't have the crisps. Morrison's. Yeah, and if you have the small and the large are both included in the meal deal, so go for the large every time.
Sorry, a little bit of a separate subject, but did you know in Costa, when you've got your free drink, you can have any size?
Yeah.
I did not
Don't
know
you get
that.
the £4 drink? I always go for the iced frappuccino
I
things.
did not know that until yesterday.
Oh gosh.
Because I had one the other day, and she said, "Oh, do you want to use your free one?" I said, "Yeah," and I only had.
I would never use a free one on a flat white. £2.95.
Oh.
I go for the big fancy frappuccino.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I diversed
you
a bit.
You did a bit there, but that was a handy tip for you.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So sushi. I wouldn't have crisps. I go for chocolate bar. Boost maybe. Yeah, caramel boost, biscuit boost, and then just a Diet Coke probably.
No, I do love a sandwich made by someone else. So I mustn't. I can't lie. I said earlier, didn't I? That sandwich I had yesterday from Costa, but Marks and Spencer's was absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Even the crust.
So what flavour was it? You can't remember.
It was ham and tomato and cheese, I think, and lettuce. There was definitely lettuce, because I remember that going everywhere. I just stuck to my phone and everything. Yeah.
I tell you what I love in the States, like in Boston, New York, when you buy a sandwich, and you have turkey and ham sandwiches, and it's that thick with turkey and ham. It's the packet turkey and ham.
Yeah,
and they put a slather of mayonnaise in it.
Pastrami.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. But they can last 2 days as well, because they cut them in half. They package them in a way. They do them in wraps
as well. So they make
them
to request?
No, they're in the counter where I've been in, yeah. Pax was one of the shops, I think Pax Foods, yeah. And Whole Foods do them as well. But they sub-sandwiches, or like are they called hoagies, the bread? I think that's called.
Yes, maybe. I think they do.
Yeah. But they're really thick, and it's a substantial
do you know
sandwich.
What? I love watching Americans eat, not eating, I don't like watching people eat, but the food that they have, because it looks sumptuous, it looks so much better than ours.
I watch a lot of the mukbangs.
Oh, yeah.
In driveways, takeaways, McDonald's, Burger King.
See, their burgers would be huge, wouldn't they? Not like ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Flat.
And they do beautiful sauces with things, like honey mustard, honey sticky mustard.
Right. Got to tell you this. Last week in Cardiff, new place. It's called Slim Chickens.
Oh, I love it, yeah. I love Slim Chickens. It's all about the sauce.
I'd never been there before. George and Charlie had talked about this a lot, Slim Chickens, and I couldn't work out where they were. Anyway, I know now, and it's in a place that's just taken over a different place, so I knew that. If you're looking in Cardiff, it's opposite Spadulica.
Which is no longer open.
No, the sauce there.
Yeah.
I had, oh God, it was honey. It wasn't honey, but barbecue. Honey barbecue.
Yeah.
Honey. Oh, and a garlic one, and so.
It's all about the sauce, isn't it?
But the chicken was delicious, and I got to say, the guy, I don't know if he's manager or he's area manager. He was saying how all their meat gets there fresh. It's all fresh, not frozen at all.
Yeah.
And you could really tell that.
Yeah.
It was
Slim Chickens.
Lovely Slim Chickens, yeah.
Make me hungry now.
Actually, I got sushi in the fridge.
Oh, have you really? Yeah. We'll have some sushi later then. Okay, next topic is, you haven't mentioned for a long time, so I'd had to get it as a topic today, Wish. You haven't used Wish in ages.
No, I haven't.
So what's happening?
Nothing. I'm not wishing.
You're not going to the Wish app anymore?
No, I'm not.
How come?
I have looked.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am saving, aren't I? Remember, I
True,
am saving for
true,
holidays. Yeah. Even that doesn't stop me spending lots on other things anyway. But no, I am saving, trying to cut back. I think it was the fact that it was taking so long to come.
Right, yeah.
That one of the things. I'd still watch a girl do Wish orders.
Yeah.
And there's something, but there was something the other day I really wanted, and I thought, I wonder if they've got it. It's not that I want it, for someone else. And they didn't have it on there, but they did have it on, what's that other one? Wish and...
Yes, Alibaba.
AliExpress.
AliExpress, that's the one.
Yes, they got them on there,
yeah.
but I didn't order, so... Yes, no, I haven't.
See, I was surprised.
Remember, I was getting all sorts
You were
of
addicted to Wish at one time. It was every day on parcels through, wasn't it?
I had a parcel once and I had to go to the post office, and when I went and got it, I thought, no wonder they took it back to the post office. All the postmen were coming out to have a look at me picking it up. I'm not going to say what was in there. It was almost like, here she is, here's the one. Oh no. I know, can't say what it was. I haven't got it anymore.
Right. Next on the list, which I brought that topic up now.
No, I haven't used Wish. I did have a little look on it.
Yeah.
But nothing grabbed my attention.
Next up then is, and this is a topic I want to discuss here, because going back to childhood again, on a Sunday, walking through my village, you'd have a smell, and it was cooking cabbage, okay?
Yeah.
That was the smell of Sunday. I used to hate Sundays, by the way, because nothing was open. As a child, it was really boring. Kids got it good nowadays because everything's open. You can go places. You can.
They do more on a Sunday.
Yeah, a lot more. But the tradition of having a Sunday dinner. Do people still have a Sunday dinner?
I don't.
It was a religion where I came from, in that
it was a roast.
you had to have a roast Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
If you didn't,
there's something wrong with you.
Well, it put you up for the week, and people would talk. People would genuinely talk. They don't have a Sunday dinner. So, do you think it's gone as a tradition now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And that is because of things being open on a Sunday.
Yeah.
People go out more now, and it was rare that we missed a Sunday dinner. Very rare.
We'd have Sunday dinner, yeah. Or cooked dinner, we call it. Cooked dinner.
A roast dinner. Yeah.
So it's gone as a tradition. It still exists in the sense of Toby Carvery charges you more on a Sunday for a Sunday dinner.
Plus, they do advertise it as a Sunday roast.
Yes, yeah. But I think there's a lot more people going out for Sunday dinner, so they choose to go out.
Yeah, definitely.
But in terms of,
oh, sorry, go on.
Well, I suppose it's the Bisto advert that gives you that
family
sense of
family
around the table. And what was her name? Linda? No. She was a loose woman, wasn't she? Loose woman.
Yeah, it was Linda.
Linda. Bisto advert. In the comments, please tell us who was the lady in the Bisto advert. But anyway, her. She done the stream those adverts, and it was all based around a Sunday dinner, roast dinner on a Sunday, family coming together.
And her family growing up.
Yeah.
It got quite sad, didn't it, when they weren't all there at the end.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. So it's been something that traditionally was the day that you did sit down with everybody.
Yeah.
And had.
And you'd
a feast, really, because it is associated with religion, and it is about feasting, and the idea of sitting together, having that joint in the centre of the table.
Oh, I can see me sitting around the table there with my mum and family.
Yeah. So do you think it's a good thing that it's gone?
No.
You don't think it's a good thing?
No, I think it's gone for me, because obviously living alone.
Yeah.
It's a faff, isn't there?
Yeah, it is
It's a real faff cooking. This is why I buy. I know it's a bit of a luxury, but I buy prepared veg.
Yeah.
Rather than have to stand there and, Of course, if you buy carrots, there's hundreds, isn't there? A pack of carrots. Too many for me.
Yeah.
That's why I buy prepared veg, make it easier. But no.
I think weekly it becomes a chore. When you do it once in a while, it becomes a celebration.
Yeah. Well, like Easter now.
Yes.
Haley and the kids are coming in next week for Easter, for Sunday dinner.
And there's something lovely about preparing that, isn't there?
Yes.
And going out to buy the meat.
And This is weird, but it is putting the love into it.
Yes,
Isn't it?
definitely.
Even if you're sharing it with your family or
Yeah.
whatever, you put all your love into it.
And there is a joy as well about having too much. Not all the time.
Excess, a bit of excess. Yeah.
Sometimes, so you'll cook loads of vegetables. You know full well you're not going to eat all those vegetables.
But you
fry
save
up
them.
next day.
Yeah, you save them.
So there is something about that buying in lots to be able to share.
Yeah, that's more what it is. Yes, sharing.
So even though Sunday dinner's gone, you still try to capture every so often, like on an Easter Sunday, and But is it a good thing that it's gone? I'd say it probably is for a lot of people, because a lot of people, especially women, were tied down to the expectation.
But see, going back to my thinking of the traditional Sunday roast, most mums didn't work.
No.
And that was a treat where we were all together, maybe, the
That's true.
dads, kids not in school.
But where I came from, a lot of the men, the dads, would go to the pub at 11 o'clock and then come back at 1 expecting a meal to be on the table. Yeah?
Yeah. Well, that's what... During my married life, very rare, I cooked Sunday. We always went to Lee's mum for Sunday dinner, and the men would go to the club.
Yeah.
Which was good, because it was done in like a relay, the lunch then, It was, the kids would go first,
right.
and then the men would have theirs when they came back, Yeah, but then that's another tradition, isn't it, I suppose, of each to their own.
So do you have Sunday dinner? Do you keep to having a Sunday dinner every week?
And if you do, what meat do you like?
Oh.
What's your favourite?
Oh, see, the one thing I don't like is pork. I never like pork chops. I like pork, but I can't... It's tough to eat.
Yeah, and that would affect your stomach.
Yes.
A lot.
It does. I don't know why, but it does.
I love it, and I love belly pork. But if I
love pork belly. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I feel so
Never
bad.
had that only in restaurants, though.
Yes, yeah.
But
I did used to cook that.
Yeah,
just like roast it. That. Yeah.
I think... I do like lamb.
Lamb's my favourite.
Yeah.
It's got to be cooked right, though.
It does. I think I'm going to have to say lamb, although a bit of roast beef is nice, mustard and...
So I'm not very good at cooking beef.
Yeah.
But I do like to have it if I do go to a Toby.
Oh, Toby Carvery is turkey and gammon every time. Don't have the beef then.
No, I usually have the beef and... What do I have? Oh, it's been so long.
You know.
Or sometimes turkey. Were you with me once? No, you weren't with me once. We went to the one and I don't know why. I am so silly sometimes. I asked for the chicken and he said, well, it's a bloody big chicken or something. It's turkey. And he's taking the mick out of me, this guy.
Oh, it's the accompaniments I like though as well. Like the bread sauce, the cranberry sauce, the mint sauce. And if I go to a Toby Carvery, it all has to go on.
Yeah.
It's not a case of, but you're not having pork, so why are you having the applesauce? Oh no, it's going on.
See, mint jelly is my favourite though.
Oh, mint jelly, don't know that.
Jelly.
I have mint sauce. My mother used to make mint sauce with
vinegar.
spoonful of sugar and vinegar and then mix it up.
Yeah, Beryl used to
but then
do
you tell me though, the jar of mint sauce, because I bought it now and I can't work out, because it doesn't say on the jar to mix vinegar and sugar with it.
No,
so
it doesn't. But
can you eat it out of the jar like it is?
I think you'd be quite strong tasting.
Right.
But yeah, and I'd still dilute it a bit with something.
Yeah.
But no, I buy mint jelly.
Oh, I love.
Have you ever tried mint jelly?
No, I never have.
You must.
I will have to know, yeah.
You must. It's sweet. Oh, it's delicious.
I'm getting really hungry today.
I'm thinking,
I could do with a roast dinner now. But yeah, for some reason it almost makes it more of an occasion to have it occasionally.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Because you dress the table up a bit and stuff,
Yeah. So there we go. So that's Sunday dinners.
I am hungry now as well.
Right, well that leads us nicely into the next topic, but I'm going to stop a moment and just check on the camera, because it goes off halfway through, and we'll come back to the topic of Easter.
Pascapis. Make a mess with this now, aren't I?
So not only did we change the camera, but Kay got the sushi out, so let's tuck in. Oh, the crispy onion there. So this is it's not yo sushi, panku.
Yeah.
Is it Asda?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Crab stick. Avocado. Tuna. Oh, that's nice.
It should be nice.
Good God, how much?
£4.90.
Wow.
Mm.
It's very nice. So the topic is, Kate, Easter.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it goes back to traditions again. What are you doing for Easter Sunday? Eat your sushi first.
Well, this year, I say Hayley and the kids are coming for lunch because Hayley's husband Chris does, he does shift work.
Yeah.
And he is in on that day. He was last Easter actually as well. So they're coming for lunch. I don't know about anyone else. We sometimes go to Joe and Emma's on a... Oh gosh, is that an Easter Sunday? Well, I can't remember. So, we haven't really made tight plans as yet. But yes, I'll do them an Easter hunt.
Oh yeah.
Last year I put clues all over the place. They had to follow the clues.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll do that again. It's got a bit mad, hasn't it, Easter? Because they used to just have eggs, obviously.
Yeah.
But now they all have little gifts as well.
Yeah.
And it just...
I know there's a lot of pressure on parents to give money to teenagers for Easter.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, Evie had jeans, which she hasn't worn.
It was a chocolate egg. It was a chocolate egg.
Yeah. If you were lucky.
Well, it was always a chocolate egg for us. In the a Yorkie egg in the truck, remember that one?
Oh,
Remember that
yeah.
Yorkie in the truck?
Yeah.
Or the Smarties actually had Smarties inside the
Yeah,
shell.
oh, yeah. Not in a packet.
Not in a packet, loose
yeah.
in there. Yeah.
And they were about that big, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely. More expensive then, though. But then did you have more for your money? Maybe you did.
Yeah, you did, I suppose. Oh, yeah, I hadn't even thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Because they are cheaper now, but they've shrunk.
Yeah. So yes, and I think I've discussed this before, but in Woolworths they used to sell Snow White. You don't remember these? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs filled with caramel, and they were always an Easter treat. Oh, they were stunning. Oh.
Do you know what I used to have? There used to be a sweet shop in one of the arcades in Cardiff. I think it was in the one with Leah's. You know Leah's
Right.
shop? I think it was there. They used to I never saw them anywhere else. It looked just like an egg.
Yeah.
And it was solid chocolate inside with a sugar coating that made it look like an egg.
Yeah.
And they were delicious.
Yeah.
You know, when you get something like that and the thought is, and the taste is with you forever.
Ever, yes.
It was one of them. I've never found them since.
Easter traditions, though, I don't think, apart from having a Sunday roast, like you said, and swapping Easter eggs, there's no other traditions that we...
Well, when I was young, it was going to church.
Yeah.
And I think we all had a cream egg. Because I used to go to church twice a day.
Yeah, on a Sunday?
Yeah, go with my mum in the morning.
Midday or 11 o'clock and then 5 o'clock?
No, it would be early morning, I think.
Right.
And then it was Sunday school. I was going to say
Right,
sisterhood then. Sunday school, which...
Was that church or chapel?
Baptist. Church or chapel?
Baptist church.
Spent a lot of time down there, actually.
Yeah.
Because Carol and I used to go to something called rope holders on a Tuesday as well.
Was that ringing the bells?
No, well, I don't know why it was called that. We used to do exams, as well,
Yeah.
Religious Bible exam or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was all for. But...
I think, though, Easter was more of an event when we were growing up.
Well, you had...
And I can't figure out why. I don't know why, though, but I remember as a child, you'd be really excited about Easter, and schools made a big thing of it.
I was going to say,
it was
you
religion.
probably got it from school, and I got it from a school church.
Yeah.
It was
To
the
a church
build-up.
as well,
It was
though.
Palm Sunday, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And then Good Friday.
Yeah.
And then and then after that,
So there
it
was-
was drawn out. There was more.
It was more of a
You
festival.
were aware, yes.
And celebration, because it was part of your identity in terms of your religion.
Yeah.
Whether you were religious or not, you still had a religious identity because of
Because of that,
where you
yeah.
were growing up culturally around you. That was the culture of the place. So I don't know. I think you have to be careful that Easter isn't just about Asda selling chocolate eggs. You know,
To my little ones now, my grandchildren,
they don't.
they wouldn't. I don't think they'd be able
So
to
they wouldn't
tell
know
you
what a
story.
palm cross is, and they wouldn't
No,
know
I
what
don't
we do
think
with
they
palm
would.
crosses.
No.
And yeah. Well, they know about the resurrection, though.
I don't know. Because I don't know if they do that in school.
Right. Because we used to make an Easter garden every year in school. Remember those? No Easter garden? No? You make a garden mound of earth. I made it when I was teaching, and you put a pot plant in to make the cave, and then you put the stone over, and then at the end of the week, you couldn't do it on the Sunday, but at the end of the week, before the children left, remove the stone. Yeah.
So it could grow?
No. So it was the symbolic of the story that Jesus had left the tomb.
Well, I thought you were going to say, like, because if the plant grew, it's like coming back, you know.
Coming back. No, it was just about the image of the stone.
So I think children, even young children, like Zach being 8, he'd be very cynical about that story. Very cynical. You know?
But our learning was all wrapped up in learning the stories.
Yeah.
So then you knew what you were celebrating.
I don't think. I'll ask them when they're here.
What is Easter?
Yeah.
What is Easter?
What's it all about?
Yeah. What are hot cross buns? What are hot cross buns for? You know, and those kind of things. Because sometimes if you don't get taught it, they just become.
Well, they won't know.
It's just part and parcel.
Yeah, it's not. No.
Why do you have hot cross buns?
And if you've got
parents,
have
hot cross buns.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
If you've got parents that aren't religious, they're not going to pass it on either.
No. Interesting. Yeah.
I'll ask them when
it would be interesting to know what children know.
Because they might have covered it even slightly in school.
Well, I hope they would have. Because, for goodness sake, it is the Easter holidays.
Yeah, well, yes.
So.
Yeah, but a lot don't say that. They say half term.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
And it's not half term, it's the end of one term. And that's the...
It's the Easter holidays, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I hope that's not true, what we just saying there.
I'll tell you what we used to do as well, was paint eggs.
Yes, yeah. And we used to grow cress in eggshells. We discussed that last time. We did all that.
Yeah.
We weren't big on Easter egg hunts. We didn't have Easter egg hunts.
No.
But we did have a donkey visit. So a donkey would come to church. They came to school at times as well. And we'd make Easter bonnets as well, an Easter bonnet parade.
Yes,
and do you know what frustrates me? Easter bonnet parade now is only for nursery and reception.
Yeah.
When I was in school, Easter bonnet parade was right
there.
Whole
school?
Yeah.
Whole school.
We all had Easter bonnet parade.
They've also pulled that because they don't like competitive
Oh, nonsense. Easter bonnet parade. It was great because you could sit in class with your bonnet on, picking off the chocolate eggs and eating them. Couldn't you? And do you remember shops used to sell? They still sell them up in bulk. The little chicks with little plastic feet.
Yeah.
20p each on the counter in the newsagents. Yeah, I remember them.
They was having funny eyes, didn't they?
That's it, yeah.
I loved doing Easter bonnets.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. But why is it such a young thing now? All children used to make Easter bonnets. Yeah. And I remember we used to dress up for Easter Sunday. Church or no church. Always dressed up for Easter Sunday, new clothes.
Now see, I used to have new clothes, like white sandals and that for Whitsun. There was a big thing about Whitsun in those days.
Right.
And I think it was Whitsun where people would go off on trips, like coach trips as well.
Yeah.
I don't even know the relevance of it.
Whitsun, I'm going to find that out.
Yeah, it's something to do with after Easter, isn't it?
Whitsun. Oh, that's not good. It's a village on the outskirts of Newport, South Wales.
Is it?
I don't want to know that. Whitsun holidays.
So I think we have a bank holiday for it, don't we?
So Whitsun, also Whitsunday or Whitsunday, is the name used in Britain and throughout the world among Catholics, Anglicans and Methodists for the Christian high holy day of Pentecost. It's the 7th Sunday after Easter, which commemorates the descent of the Holy Spirit upon Christ's disciples.
There you are.
So again, it's the religious significance of that. But yeah, I think for me growing up, the church or chapel was a significant part of my year. Yeah. And what I did throughout that year.
Yes.
But wrapped up in that, chapel wasn't separate from school because you're in a little village. Church and chapel was integral because the minister used to come and the vicar used to come to the school.
Same people as well, like same kids.
Yeah. Well, the teachers were in the church and chapel as well because they were part of the congregation.
Yeah.
And so you would learn about the things you'd learnt in chapel, in school at the same time, and it was all celebrated. All your craft and activities were based around those celebrations.
And why is that gone? Because the whole curriculum can still be based around all that.
I'd probably say it's a good thing it's gone, in one sense, but then it's a bad thing it's gone in another sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the bad thing for me is maybe about nostalgia and I wish children learned that now because I learned about it, or I think that part of me thinks I think it's quite sad that children don't get the opportunity to grow up in faith.
Yeah, because it's not offered to them as such. It's not there like it was.
It's not. It's not. Perhaps before, though, not for me, but previous years to me, perhaps it was forced on people and forced on children.
Yeah.
I had a choice. And I think growing up in faith gave me a grounding that I can use for situations now.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about certain things that happen in life, you know, and we've touched on this before, but grief. You know, if you are grieving, to have faith, whether you have a strong faith or it's a faith that you can pick up the teachings from that faith to help you through certain times, then I think that's important. I think that's something children should be given.
Yeah.
Definitely, because...
Well, the opportunity to it.
Yeah.
Or not, yes. They should have that.
Because you can learn... You know, we talk about mental health and mental health and well-being. For me, that's pretty much what religion and faith offered during my childhood. I'm not saying it was all good.
No.
There were some really negative parts of religion.
Oh, yeah.
Hence why I kind of lost some of my religion because of the disgusting things I was hearing in chapel from some of those leaders, you know.
That was old values, wasn't it, I suppose? Hopefully that's not the same.
I'd hope it's not the same. But but I think to have those well-being and mental health techniques from religion, through prayer or whatever it may be, you can use them later on.
Well, this is what I say with my mum. I mean, her religion was big, you know, with her, and I think it's just what got her through life.
Yeah.
All the awful things that happened to her along the way, she was still very strong, and I think it was because of her beliefs, which I don't have. But
this is why, though, because that's been kind of lost for children. It's important, like you said before, of putting in that teaching about mental health and well-being for children.
Yes.
To give them techniques to be able to blow out the stress. You know, and
if you haven't got that, they need something else.
They need something else,
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they're not doing it. Hopefully they are in some schools, but most schools I don't think they... to me, there should be a separate class, maybe even, for mental health.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, some children who are struggling... You know, in any way, Because I was watching something the other day and it didn't make me bitter, but you know, all the things there are now for children who've lost a parent.
Right, yeah.
There was nothing when I lost my dad.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. You get that generation was you just get on with it.
Yes,
know?
And he wasn't talking about it. You don't talk about it.
No, I did, but obviously things. Again, the structure of my life, wasn't it? Because of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe if I'd been able to talk.
But then the adults, I suppose, some of those adults, especially, you think of the teachers, right? A lot of the teachers, the men teachers that you would have had, they came out of World War II and were given jobs in schools.
Yes.
As in, a lot of the officers were given the opportunity to go and lead in schools, weren't they? And some of those didn't have the emotional intelligence themselves to be able to cope with children and to cope with...
I don't think male or female in those days did.
No, I brought up the male because they were...
They were saying about the war,
They were transplanted into schools, which was bizarre, really, because you think... there were some leftovers when I was in school, right? Some of them were left over from those days.
Yeah.
And they were the worst, most horrible teachers you could find.
Yeah, because
the sergeant majors.
They've been through awful things themselves as well.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
But... Yeah, adults, those adults didn't have the techniques to be able to do that. No, it didn't. No.
But I remember, all the teachers I can remember, I don't remember anyone being motherly or fatherly, you know? I don't remember.
How couldn't they cope with that?
I only had the one male teacher.
Yeah.
I think.
But, talking about a child losing a parent, I don't understand how they were so... emotionally unintelligent. They couldn't...
Just to ask me what my dad did.
Well, they did, yeah. But they couldn't come to you and say, are you okay today? And, and talk about it. It was all, zip it now. Yeah. It didn't happen, ignore it.
Yeah.
You know, and why is that?
It's weird.
It is weird.
I think that was that society.
Don't
if you don't talk, it hasn't happened.
Stiff upper lip.
Yeah. Pull your socks up.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Well, thank goodness there are things in place for children these days.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Bless them. Because it still happens a lot, doesn't
We've got something there off one of our sitters. Special treat for us. Look at this.
Ta-da! You might not be able to see it very well. Do you think?
Should I take it? I don't know if you will or not. So there we go, sitting together with Kay and Peter. Look at that, our very own.
Logo.
Our very, what do you call it? It's not a trophy.
A plaque.
A plaque. So when we're making our shows at the table now, we can put that on the table, and we've got our very own logo sitting together.
Made by Natalie. What's Natalie's? What's the Indulge Candles? You'd find Natalie. They do make lovely candles, and she's also started making these as well.
I love it.
She's bought a cricket machine, and
Yeah.
it's very hard to get her off it, I think.
Oh, I can imagine. Look at that. I love that. Isn't that lovely?
It's so nice.
So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Natalie.
Yes.
You're a star.
Anything else you want to discuss before we finish the show?
We got some things to show people what we bought.
Are we going to do that in the other episode?
Should we do that in the other
Yeah,
episode?
keep it.
Yeah.
So,
there was something you wanted. You were going to say something. You'd forgotten about it, and you said you remember, and then you said you'd forget by the time you got back.
oh yeah, I've forgotten. There we go. If you enjoyed this show, my name is Peter.
And I'm Kay.
Now you're going to like this. Not a lot.
Not a lot.
My name is Debbie McGee, if you didn't enjoy this show.
I've forgotten his name.
You're going to like this. Not a lot.
And I'm Paul Daniels.
Yay! Until next time, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Oh, before we go, let's do one of those thumbnails. That's what you forgot.
one of those thumbnails.
I tell you what if we hold up June and November like this? And I'll
that's
implant
a good
it into the
idea.
video. Here we
Yeah.
go then. 3, 2, 1. That's a good video. Now, there we go. That's everything for today. We'll see you soon.
You sure now?
I'm definitely
You
sure.
sure?
Yeah.
Sure?
Bye-bye.